Welcome to the Movie Review Mom YouTube channel. I'm the mom and I do the movie reviews, obviously. My goal is to save you time and money by giving you the scoop on filmmaking quality and content so you can decide whether or not you want to watch a particular movie. So today, that particular movie I'm reviewing is called The Gorge. This dramatic horror slash romance slash action film is now playing on Apple TV Plus. It's rated PG-13 and it's 2 hours and 7 minutes long, but I felt like the time really flew by. My overall movie review mom grade is probably a B to a B plus. Actually, really got a kick out of this. So before I give you an overview in a nutshell, and then I'll point out things I like, things I didn't like, tips for parents, themes worth talking about, if you watch this with other people, funny lines, interesting lines, and then we'll finish up with recommendations for other films that are sort of similar that you might like. But before all of that, I'm going to tell you about today's featured product. So because T.S. Eliot is quoted so much in the film, and there's so much talk of poetry, I thought that you might like this book. You can actually click on the link down below, and it'll show you this book of poetry by T.S. Eliot. All right, anyway, on to the movie. So in a nutshell, two highly trained operatives are appointed to posts in guard towers on opposite sides of a vast and highly classified gorge, protecting the world from an undisclosed, mysterious evil that lurks within. They bond from a distance while trying to stay vigilant in defending against an unseen enemy. Well, and then they do see it, and they kind of start to figure out something's going on, but I'm not going to give any spoilers. When the cataclysmic threat to humanity is revealed to them and to us, they must work together in a test of both their physical and mental strength to keep the secret in the gorge before it's too late. Dun, dun, dun. The film was directed by Scott Derrickson. Writing credits go to Zach Dean. So quick tips for parents. This is probably a bit much for kids, and I'll tell you why. There is some profanity. There's violence with blood. There's some kissing that we assume leads to other things, although we don't see anything else, so that's good. We do see the naked backside of a man. There is talk of suicide, scary monster people and creatures. And so this is not appropriate for little kids, young kids especially. And then tons of destruction, government conspiracy. Some of the themes that are illustrated well are government control and cover-ups, truth, mercenaries, the art of the perfect shot, biochemicals, choosing your own life and your own death, romance. All right, so here's a long list of things that I liked about this movie. I feel like I'm losing my voice for some reason. I really like both of the talented leads, Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy. They have both put out some fantastic films in their young careers and have palpable chemistry together. There's a cute Christmas scene that shows a montage of fun things that the two of the characters do together, but on opposite sides of the gorge. For example, they play chess, referencing Taylor-Joy's Golden Globe winning role in The Queen's Gambit. And another time they play drums, referencing Teller's Odyssey Award winning role in Whiplash. They were both fantastic movies, and I thought that they both did a really great job in this film. To top off the cast, we also get Academy Award winner Sigourney Weaver. Now, she's not in it a ton, but enough to sell it. The story blends mystery, romance, sci-fi, horror, and some action. It's said that certain elements of the film were inspired by the Polish painter. Now, I don't know if I can even pronounce this name. Zlotslaw Bekinski. That was terrible. The movie was filmed in Teesdale, County Durham in England. The fantastic movie, I'm saying fantastic a lot in this review, aren't I? The fantastic movie 1917 about World War I was also filmed nearby at Low Houses. The setting is intriguing and mysterious with lots of atmospheric fog, rain, candles, and spooky darkness. There's great musical score and sound effects. The special effects, especially that of the creatures that are super scary and frightening and spooky and interesting, is terrific and extremely creative. The creepy set designs keep you guessing, filled with tension the entire time. Now, there were just a few things that I didn't like or thought could have been done better. For example, don't overthink any of this. And then I think you're going to get a kick out of it. The plot is sort of ridiculous and not plausible or believable, but I still got a kick out of it, and I think you will too. I like Apple TV Plus, but this would have been great to see on the big screen in theaters. There was that much action and interesting characters that I wanted to see better. A lot of the action scenes occur at night or in the dark gorge, making it difficult to see really what's going on. Now, whenever I watch movies, I write down funny lines and interesting lines simply so I can share them with you, so you can get a taste for the script writing quality and dialogue and all of that. So the first one, well, I put it under funny lines, and it's really not hilarious. It's more of an inside joke that Miles says to her, and that is when he holds up a piece of paper, because that's how they communicate across the gorge. And then they put on their binoculars, to read what the other one is saying. And so at one point he says, "I'll have the rabbit pie." Anyway, I'm not going to explain all of that, but it's kind of cute. Then I wrote down a bunch of interesting lines, and they speak to the themes of the film. For example, um, Ericus is the father of this woman who's just an incredible shot, and she's killed a lot of people. And so she returns home. She sees her father visiting her mother's grave, and he asks her a little bit about what she's done, and he knows what she's been doing. And he says, "Give it to me. Give me your shame." And she hands him a bullet casing, and he readily accepts all of the shame and explains to her that she needs to do what she's doing for various reasons. And anyway, I thought they had an interesting conversation. So another interesting conversation is that when Miles Teller is meeting the guy that he's replacing. So every year, the two towers replace the guards who stand watch at those towers. And so Miles Teller says to the character whose name is JD, he says, "JD, what do you think's really going on here?" And then JD, who's played by Sope Dirisu, says, "Well, the theory I think summarized the situation most succinctly is the gorge is the door to hell, and we're standing guard at the gate." And that gives Mile the first foreboding feeling of doom, like, oh no. And then there's actually quite a lot of inspirational quotes written by famous writers that the characters recite. And in fact, they read all of these books, or at least Miles Teller's character does. There's like a little library shelf of books. So he reads them, and then he sees something behind, and he pulls the bookshelf, and he sees people who have read all of the books and written down their favorite, most inspiring quote. And I love that. I'm wondering if you have a favorite quote. Mine is by an Italian guy who said, "We are each of us angels with only one wing, and we can only fly embracing each other." And while that quote is not in the movie, it definitely summarizes kind of what is happening with these two main characters. Okay, so William Houston plays the father, and he says to his daughter, Drasa, "You don't want to know the truth. It's better if you don't know." Because she says she grew up, her father called her his little lion, and that her name means courage in Lithuanian. And she always says, "I want to know the truth. I want to know the truth." And then that's what he says. And then another thing he says is, "Too much truth puts sadness in your heart and madness in your mind." So he tells that to his daughter, and she quotes that to Miles Teller's character. And then Levi says, "You bury enough secrets, the graveyard runs out of room." And again, Levi is played by Miles Teller. Anyway, there were a lot of really interesting lines that can provide great fodder for conversation after you watch the movie, if you watch it with other people. Now, before we go, let me share with you some recommendations for movies I instantly thought of. The first one is Love and Monsters. So cute and fun and creative. I love this movie. I've seen it multiple times. It's not nearly as scary and violent and horrific as this one, The Gorge. It's more family friendly, but it's kind of end of the world, and these insects turn into these massive monsters that kill humans, and so the humans have to live under the ground. I know there's insects under the ground too, but anyway, it's super cute. He goes in search of his girlfriend that he had in high school. Anyway, I think it's really cute. Another one where you've got kind of one man against this crazy, weird world is Oblivion. It's an old one with Tom Cruise, but I recently rewatched it and it still held up. It was pretty fun and interesting. There's a little mystery and a twist. And then another family-friendly movie that I thought of is called The Atom Project, where things aren't always as you think they're going to be. And again, with lots of inspirational quotes and lines, and it's super sweet as well. All right, that's it. Thanks for spending some time with me. When you get a minute, you can visit me on all the social media sites. I'm all over the place as Movie Review Mom, but also as my name, Trina Boyce, where you can learn about my books. I've got 35 of them out there now, as well as my online courses, my podcast, my products, and my other shenanigans. Have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.